Good morning and welcome back to another flight with your boy Antonius. Today we're flying my 18th anniversary Avanti S90mm. I'm running a Matek H743 version 2 with iNav 8.0.1, soon be iNav 9. As far as the power system's concerned, I changed out the stock ESC to a free-wing 120 amp ESC with reverse thrust. I choose to put reverse thrust in most of my planes because you never know, just like in life, when you might need to back out of something. As far as the cockpit is concerned, I'm sure you could tell there's been some modifications. To make it brief, I'll talk about the things that you're probably seeing. That'd be the MOTIONSIC targeter and FPV toy screen. I'll go into further detail in another video about the things and changes I've made to this plane to get it where it's at right now. One of the main reasons is because I kind of want to show you guys all what I've done to get this plane where it's at right now. It goes as far as the landing gear, the interior, and a few other modifications. When I first got this plane, I opted to install thrust vectoring immediately, and I can tell you, my experience wasn't the best, and it wasn't the fault of the plane. It was 100% on me. Let's just say, don't drop your plane. I think that's pretty much understood, but in my case, when I did it, one of the servos got stuck and it just didn't end up too well. One fuselage later, and here I am. I think it's a great plane. I think you'll probably enjoy it also. But like I said, in my next video, I'll go over some of the changes that I think that you might want to make for a better situation or a better quality of life as you fly this plane. As far as flight characteristics, if you're familiar with the Viper 90, it flies very similar. The difference I would say with this plane versus the Viper 90 is that the Avanti feels a lot more forgiving. I know that I've turned pretty sharp with this plane and it didn't fall out of the sky, and I really can't say so much for the Viper 90. Would I suggest this be your first plane? Probably not, and that's solely based on the modifications that you have to make to get this plane flyable, or actually better yet, landable. I do feel this plane's a great candidate for an FPV platform if you're willing to make modifications. And I feel if you're in this hobby and you're already making FPV jets and this is your third or fourth plane, you're probably already making modifications, so go for it. So in this landing here, I ran out of SD card space, so I kinda had to pivot to the Instago. I figured it was such a great day to record. I didn't want to throw it as footage, so I'll make up for it. Anyway, there was a bit of a crosswind on this approach, so to make up for it, just compensated with a little bit of rudder control. We call that an utada. Simple and clean. So I decided to throw in this extra footage in here, mainly so you can get an internal view during the landing, and also so you can see how smooth my buddy Richard here flies. One of the coolest things about FPV is being able to fly with other FPV pilots and fly formation. You can see this cockpit differs a little bit from the last one. That's because I had to make some modifications. I didn't like the glare that I was getting on the screen without the hood, and I also didn't like the fact that you could tell that the panel screen itself is kind of reflecting on the windscreen. It's not too windy. Made this landing very, very simple. I'm actually gliding in right here. I'm adding a little bit of power here and there just to kind of keep the nose up a little bit. There you go, check that out. Next video I'll go over some of the modifications that I made, so stay tuned for that. Have a great day. Peace.